They say when a thief dances at night, it is because the drums were beaten in secret. In our land, elections are often celebrated as the voice of the people, but behind the dancing crowds, the loud campaigns, and the promises that glitter like gold lies a truth that many fear to speak. Elections are always won, many are stolen. We see ballot boxes but not the shadows moving them. We hear results but not the whispers that shaped them. And the saddest part, the robbery doesn't happen on election day alone. It begins long before the first ballot is cast. My people, when a fish begins to rot, it starts from the head. If we keep pretending not to see the decay, one day we will be ruled not by choice, but by force. Today we are pulling off the mask. We are entering the corridors where silence has become the best weapon of the powerful. Let's open your eyes together and see what truly happens behind the curtain. This conversation is not about party colors or tribal lines. It is about truth, power, and the people's will. Today, I will show you how elections are truly stolen in Nigeria, step by step. Not just on the voting day, but from the moment the process begins. You will understand how manipulation is planted like a seed months before voting. How structures are used like invisible hands to take the game. And how the people's silence has become the lubricant of this machine. By the end of this talk, you will gain the wisdom and the boldness to no longer be a spectator in the democratic theater, but a voice that cannot be ignored. The man who sees the storm and refuses to build a shelter should not blame the wind when it blows him away. I promise you, after this message, you will never look at an election the same way again. But before we walk into the system, let me tell you a story too familiar to ignore. A few years ago, in a small town during the election season, the people were full of hope. Young men volunteered, old women prayed, traders closed their shops early to vote. They believed their voice would count. That morning, the polling station was crowded. Songs of victory filled the air, but unknown to many. The result of that election had already been written like a script weeks earlier. The local power broker had met in a private home. A deal was struck. The party agents were compromised. Some elections officials had already received brown envelopes. So while the people stood under the sun, their votes were merely an act in play. Already concluded. So while the people stood under the sun, their votes were merely an act in a play already concluded. By nightfall, the result was announced. And just like a thief in the night, their hope was stolen. One of the elders with tears in his eyes said, "If the yam is cooked in the dark, the person who will eat it is already known." That story isn't an isolated case. It is a mirror reflecting what has become a tradition. And until the people understand this game, they will keep losing a match they never truly played. Let's walk into the system step by step. Elections are stolen long before election day. It begins with the system of selection, not election. When party primaries are manipulated, when delegates are bought, when candidates are imposed, the theft has already started. If the journey begins with a crooked step, the destination will not be straight. Never. The people are made to believe they are choosing, but in truth, the choice has been made behind closed doors. Power brokers install loyal puppets, not servants of the people. By the time campaign posters flood the street, the plot is already thick. But that's only the first act in the play. The next stage is buying destruction. Elections in Nigeria often revolve around networks, not just numbers. Vote buyers identify vulnerable communities. Money begins to flow like water in the dry season. You are recruited as a political foot soldiers. Polling unit officers are compromised. Traditional rulers are courted with promises. Religious leaders are given envelopes to preach peace. A goat that eats yam cannot preach against yam thieves. At this point, the system is bent, and many who should protect the process are already beneficiaries of the rot. But when the people finally line up to vote, they think the battle begins, when in truth they are stepping into the final act of a well-rehearsed drama. On election day, the stealing takes a more visible form. There's vote buying at police units, there's intimidation, ballot box snatching, and sometimes deliberate delays to frustrate voters. Some polling centers get mysteriously short of materials, while others get smooth sailing. Collation centers become the real battlefield, where numbers are twisted like rope in a fisherman's hand. The lizard that falls from the high wall and nods its head does not do so for fun. It knows what it plans. And when results are declared, the winners smile, while the people knows their betrayal. And then comes the final stroke, the one that seals the theft. The final layer of election theft is legitimizing the crime. Fake observers endorse the process. Some media houses echo the official narrative. Petitions get buried in legal grammar. The people get tired and gradually they move on as if nothing happened. When the rain beats a man and he refuses to dry himself, cold will teach him a bitter lesson. And so, the next 4 years become a season of suffering under leaders who were not chosen but imposed. This is how elections are stolen, not just by ballot snatchers, but by a system that feeds on silence, compromise, and fear. But darkness cannot remain forever where the people decide to light a candle. Here is the truth. No system can defeat a fully awake citizenry. There are steps you can take. Step 1. Get involved early. Don't wait for election day. Participate in party primaries, town halls, and community political discussions. He who refuses to cook will not complain about the taste of the soup. Not at all. Step 2. Demand transparency, track candidates, question the source of funds, and expose shady deals before they mature. Step 3. Protect the vote. Join credible observer group. Document irregularities. Use your voice and technology. Step 4. Build community resistance. Educate others. When communities act together, vote buyers lose their grip. Step 5. Don't lose faith. Thieves thrive when good people give up. But practical steps must lead to a larger solution. The ultimate solution lies in collective vigilance and the civic power. If the people unite across tribes and parties, the thief will fear the light. Technology can help. From live monitoring to digital reporting, strong civic group can pressure institutions to act. Community leaders can say no to compromise. Youth can be the shade, not the tool. When a crowd shouts fire, even the biggest house will shake. The solution is not waiting for saviors. It is becoming the guidance of the ballot. And that's why your action matters. So if this message has opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, drop your thought in the comment section, share this video with friends and family, follow and subscribe for more empowering conversation like this. I invite you to join my next session where we will break down how communities have successfully defended their votes. And don't forget to grab a copy of my book, A Guide to Protecting Democracy from the Ground Up. But here is my question to you. If your vote is your power, what will you do when someone tries to steal it? Drop your answer in the comment section below. Your voice matters, because a voice raised in truth shakes the table of deception. They say the thief may run for many nights, but one day the owner of the house will wake up. For too long, election has been a game of the few, but when the people rise, even the lion trembles. Don't just complain about bad leaders. Question how they got there. Don't just mourn a stolen mandate. Prevent the theft before it begins. Don't just cast your vote. Defend it like your life depends on it, because in truth, it does. I challenge you today. Pick one way you will actively protect your vote in the next election. Speak about it. Organize around it. Act on it. My name is Amechi Ogalago Speaks, and I believe a day is coming when elections will no longer be stolen in Nigeria, Not because the thieves changed, but because the people refuse to sleep. Wake up, stand up, speak up. The power is not in their pockets, it is in your hands. Thank you for watching this video, and I believe you have learned a lot from this video. Please, if you have learned a lot, share this video. Make sure it goes viral. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.